Okay, so now we went through the pitch, did a good job on the pitch. What we want to try to do now, the second one is the low running chip,
Okay.
where it's, the objective is, from what we really look at, what I look at, the objective is to get the ball on the green as soon as possible and let it roll out to the hole, depending on how long the chip is.
I agree with you. Absolutely.
So if it's a 20, 30, 40 foot chip, get it on the green. And the old rule of thumb of 2/3, 1/3, on a pitch, the higher pitch, is you fly it 2/3, let it roll 1/3.
Sure.
Just the reverse on the low running chip, 1/3 versus 2/3.
Sounds accurate to me.
So depending on what it takes, if it's a 40 foot, you want to get it to 12, 15 feet on the green, and then let it roll out. If it's an 80 foot, you want to put it on 30 or 25 feet.
Exactly.
And let it run the other 50 or 75 or whatever.
Sounds right. Yeah. So get that initial roll
Yeah.
onto the ground to get the ball rolling in the right line.
And again, there are two rules or two schools that I know of. One school of thought is somebody loves their favorite club. Let's say it's a 54. They stick with that one.
Sure.
Whether it's a high pitch shot, whether it's a low running chip, whether it's a half wedge, whatever whether it's a greenside bunker, whatever it is, they stay with it.
That's the club.
And they then have to modify their swing. They have to modify what
Sure.
they're doing with the swing to make it be effective. Other school of thought is you change the club and you keep more of the same swing.
Absolutely.
So if it's a longer, low running chip, sometimes people will use a 6-iron, a 5-iron, a 7-iron. If it's a shorter one, they could use a 54, a pitching wedge, a gap wedge, 54, or even a 60 if it's a
Sure.
pretty short chip.
Ball placement or whatever club
And ball
it may
placement.
be.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So in our cases of a lower running chip, I'll probably suggest we put the ball a little farther back in the stance
I would agree. Absolutely.
on that. And then, I also then like to tell most amateurs, which you are, as a good player, know, is I like to take the hands kind of out of it. I don't want them scooping a chip.
Sure.
I'd rather have my hands in front and I almost like lock my wrists.
I'd agree. Almost create that angle and keep that angle.
Keep that angle.
Absolutely. I would agree with that too.
So let's try a chip.
Okay.
Again, the shorter one, that 30, 40 foot chip to those 4 or 5 balls there.
Okay, sounds great. So I've got a lower lofted club this time because I wanted to get rolling faster.
Yep.
So I've got more of a pitching wedge here. So 40 feet, I'm going to pick probably about 12 to 15 feet here. Try and hit that mark. Pretty straight shot, just a touch right to left. So I'm going to pick that spot about, I've got a pretty good one in line there. I'd say it's about 15 feet. And with this chip shot, I'm going to play it a little bit farther back in my stance, so I'm not going to choke down on the grip as much because I don't need to get down too far. I'm going to play it off of my back right heel, but I'm still going to keep my hips slightly open to the target.
Good.
Okay. And another thing I will do as well, always try and keep that sternum rotating to the target with the hands.
Good.
Okay. All right, so let's put it all together here.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
I feel like that was pretty good.
Yep. I think that flew about what you thought.
I'd agree. Maybe even a foot farther.
Yeah. Maybe just a tad longer.
Just a touch on the downhill here. Maybe didn't compensate for that. But,
but still,
pretty
still
happy
definitely
with the
within
overall.
makeable range.
I would agree. Absolutely.
Let's try a little bit longer one.
Okay.
To those 5 or 6 golf balls way back there. That's 60 or 70, 80 feet, whatever it was.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
That sounds great. So let's just go.
Would you change anything in your setup or?
No, I'm going to try and keep the same idea. I'm just going to take the swing a little bit farther back.
Okay.
And continue the same through as much as I did back.
Okay.
Same tempo. Still keeping the ball farther back in my stance, knowing now that it is going to come off a little hotter than expected with the downhill lie. I'll just compensate for that and just
And that's
note
because
that
you did
in
a
mind.
post-shot routine analysis of the previous shot.
That's very true. There
All right,
you go.
good job.
Learned something already.
Good job.
Okay. So this is a little bit more right to left, being on the right side, so I'm going to aim a little bit farther right. Open my stance, ball back, pick my target.
Okay.
Say that was pretty good. Maybe
That's pretty
flew
good.
just a tad bit longer than expected.
Yeah, it came up a little shorter than probably you were expecting. And one thing that I might suggest is that rather than staying with the pitching wedge, you went down to a 9-iron.
I would agree.
And then that would give you a little lower trajectory, a little more run. There's obviously a less loft, and you'd have to practice with it with different clubs around the green to see what works best.
Sure, but
all in all, that was a very good shot.
Thank you. But with your idea using a 9-iron, I could implement just the same swing, just putting in a different club, right?
Exactly.
So
And you'd have a little different result because of a little different loft.
a little bit longer of a
Yeah.
rollout, but
Right.
that's what we're looking for. So it's something you could play with a little bit, but keeping that same swing, it's nice to know that you could play around with a pitching wedge or 9-iron or 8-iron,
Right.
keeping it low and just rolling out a little bit farther than
And
the other one.
go ahead and set up in your stance
Okay.
with it. Okay. I like the V here,
Yes, sir.
and then go through the swing. And see, if we looked at the video, you'd see the V stayed there, which is good.
Yeah,
Didn't
you-
break down.
Try and keep that same angle of attack.
Yeah.
Just
You know,
almost
the
like
shoulders
set it,
and all the way down to the club.
the rotation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you'd see that it was really nice.
Thank you very much. That's something with that shot, pre-shot and post, being able to notice that I can really work on that,
Yep.
keeping that angle.
Awesome. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Let's go over and